And good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports, and obviously I have missed the top of the first inning. Luckily, nothing happened, so I didn't miss anything, but boy, is that traffic terrible. Anyways, welcome to Mariners Baseball, and in case that you are not aware at all, the Seattle Mariners have clinched their playoff berth for the first time since 2022, and I am proud to say that I was part of this moment, and the Mariners' magic number is now down to 1 for the division. And let's make sure that does happen. And before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And now here we go. We got Randy Arozarena up to the plate. And now this first pitch is brought to you by SeatGeek. Now the pitch, and he's going to be popping it up to right field. And the right fielder is there. And no, it's not there. That was a foul ball. Clearly way foul. And now it is 0-1. Tom Gordon is the pitcher. A four-seam fastball, slider, and a changeup. Randy Arozarena going up against Gordon, and would like to see what Gordon's numbers are as a pitcher. He has a 6 ERA overall. And now here is the pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball. Now we got 0-2 for Randy Arozarena, the pitch. And that's going to be fouled again. That was on the inside. And it's going to be 0-2. Oh, 2. Up high for a ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Randy Arozarena, the pitch. And that's going to be fouled again. And he is just fighting it through absolutely the best that he possibly can. And he's still fighting it through. And now we're at 1-2. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. Randy Arozarena is really trying to hit. He really wants to. He wants to get this done as quickly as he possibly can. 1-2 is Arozarena. We're going to try this again on pitch number 7. That is coming. Now here is the pitch. Up high for a ball. 2-2. A lot of four-seam fastballs and a slider. Also, the Mariners or the Astros game has also begun against the A's. And now the 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is going to be 1 out. And it looks like it could be that kind of game again where the Mariners' hangover effect could be actually in play. Let's hope that is absolutely not. And now we are at Cal Raleigh. And now here is the pitch. Way outside for a ball, and that is ball 1. Cal Raleigh's on home run number 58. Try to go for 59. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike, and that is 1-1. At least this umpire is a little bit more fast-paced. The umpire from yesterday was just slow, taking his sweet-o time. And now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a fly ball belted to deep right field, and that is gone way up in the third deck. A home run by Cal Raleigh, home run number 59. I have never seen that with my naked eyes, where someone hit it all the way to the third deck of right field, and the Mariners take the lead to make it a 1-0 game. It's the Mariners 1 and the Rockies 0. And what a way to get on the board real quickly. And boy, that was just absolutely blasted, and just one home run away from number 60, which he would become the first and only Mariner in history to hit the 60 home run mark in Mariners history. That was just absolutely blasted. So much blasted that I couldn't even think. And now we got Julio Rodriguez And that is outside for a ball. I can't believe what I saw. Like, I just cannot believe it. Went literally to the third deck. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you got to be joking me. I got to tweet. I got to post this. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. We're at 1-1. Thanks for the compliments. As now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and that is absolutely blasted. That is gone. A back-to-back home run by Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez make that home run number 32. That is now his career high, tied career high from 2023, and now it's the Mariners 2 and the Rockies nothing, and it looks like, forget about the hangover concerns, Mariners are like, let's just get this over with and get that division. As he gets the high fives, and the Mariners are just having so much fun. And that is the second back-to-back home run that I have seen from Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez. He rocks the trident, and now the Mariners are just a running riot. If you are at a Mariners game, congratulations. You are witnessing history in the making, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, and that is strike one. Mariners have hit back-to-back home runs before. I think the last time they did it was in 1996. Now the pitch, and that's going to be popped up, and not this time. And that will be going into center field. He's left field. He makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. The last time 3 Mariners hit back-to-back, it was Alex Rodriguez, Ken Griffey Jr., and Edgar Martinez, and that was in 1996 on September 21st, 1996. And if you watched, you got to love these guys. You would know. And yeah, whoever's on that third deck, he caught it. Congratulations. Home run number 59. Now here's Jorge Polanco, and that is a strike. Cannot believe I don't think Josh is going to be there. I think he's just too depressed. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. I don't think Josh wants to see any of this. And now here is Jorge Polanco. And now here is the pitch again. And low for a ball. And that is going to be 2-1. Now I'm trying to get to the games of Houston, because that will be another thing of watching. Looks like Guardians are winning 5-1. So it looks like the Mariners, I don't know if the Mariners can necessarily get they're not going to be able to get anything out of the second seed today. So as long as they sweep the Rockies, then second seed will be theirs. As now we're at 3-1 for Gordon, or for Polanco from Gordon. Yankees also are winning their game 8-1. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field, and that is gone. Third home run of this inning. That is Jorge Polanco blasting it for his 25th home run of the season. And now it's the Mariners 3 and the Rockies nothing. And again, the Mariners are just running riot. They want this division done. They want this over with so they can get to the next step. And that would be the second seed. But of course, the Mariners have got to finish it. And also, 4 Mariners have hit 25-plus home runs. Third time in franchise history. That was in 1996 and in 1997. In 1996, it was Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, and Alex Rodriguez. Not in that order, but that's how it was done. And then it was in 1997, it was Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner, Paul Sorrento, and Edgar Martinez. So the 4th time in Mariners history. But yeah, that was Jorge Polanco. Home run number 25, and what a season that he has had. Yeah, definitely have. Well, I don't think Rockies fans are even watching this game anyway, to be honest with you. Yeah, Jorge Polanco just absolutely just blasted out of there. Mariners are really just trying to get this done and over with. And now here is Suarez, and that is low for a ball. Now we got the Rockies game right on me. Well, not the Astros game. And now here is the pitch to Suarez, and that's going to be a foul ball. Just to think, if Josh Naylor hits a home run, Mariners would have had back-to-back-to-back-to-back. They were just that close to doing it. Suarez is 0 for 4. Would like to see him get it going. The pitch, outside for a ball, and that is 2-1. Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, and Jorge Polanco with home runs. Let's make it Gino number 4. And now the pitch, and a foul. And that's going to be a ground ball, and that will go to first base. And that's going to retire the side. And what an inning for the Mariners. A home run by Cal Raleigh, a home run by Julio Rodriguez, and then a home run by Jorge Polanco. And they're also looking at the fact that Cal Raleigh is at 59 home runs. He is now tied for 4th. He is tied with George Herman Ruth of 1921. And then in 1927, he's chasing for the 60th home run of the season. That is owned by the great Babe Ruth of the New York Yankees in 1927. Then after that will be Roger Maris and then Aaron Judge. So there is still work to be done, even if the Mariners secure their division and their number 2 seed, which is probably going to be the most likely and realistic to get. The first seed doesn't really seem that feasible at this point, as the Blue Jays are at 90 and 68, but they have lost 2 in a row. That is something to pay attention to. And the Mariners, if they win, looks like they'll be 1 game back from that seed. But let's see where the scoreboard is for the Blue Jays. I got home just in time, especially with that terrible traffic. Imagine if I missed all 3 of those home runs. I'd be devastated. Let's see how the Blue Jays did. Blue Jays lost 7-1 to Boston. So, yeah, if you can get the number 1 seed, that'd be a bonus, wouldn't it? Yeah, Mariners really want that real badly. And let me get a chance to even get some water. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal. And you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the... And now we're back from the break. And now here's a fly ball to deep center field, but Julio is there and he makes the catch. And that's going to be 1 out. Mariners are really playing like it really does matter to them. They really want to get that division just locked up immediately because they are going for that number 2 seed, which will be just as even more critical than winning the division in itself. We got Tovar up to the plate, batting .256 with 8 home runs and 29 RBIs. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a strike right down the middle, and that is 0-1. Got Tovar at 0-1. And now here is the pitch, way outside for a ball. And now I want to look at the standings of what it looks like. Looks like Houston's in really bad Houston's in awful shape. Houston is a half game back, though. The pitch, and that's going to be popped up into right center field, but Polanco's going to be there and makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. But yeah. Castillo is on the mound. 3 straight quality starts. Only 2 runs given. Now the pitch. And that is a strike. And looking at the standings, it looks like the Yankees are right on Blue Jays' tail for the division. So another reason they're more incentivized, and they do have the largest run differential in the American League. And now the 1-1 check swing does not go, and that's going to be 2-1. Blue Jays have lost 2 in a row. It looks like second seed is going to be more in the priority anyway, as we're at 2-1. And now here is the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to Crawford and the throw to first. And that's going to be in time. And that is going to retire the side. Easy 1-2-3 inning. And now we go into the bottom of the second inning. And what is more to arrive? What is more to await us? And I didn't even get a chance to even tell you what the lineup was for the Seattle Mariners. So leading off was Randy Arozarena. Then after that, it was Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, Jorge Polanco, Eugenio Suarez, Dom Canzone, Victor Robles, and J.P. Crawford. And now I'm looking at how many games that I have done this season. So I think I'm on pace for 71 right now. I'm on pace for I'm on 68. This is my 68th show of the season, clearly ahead of 2024, and I am clearly ahead of 23. 23, I had 39 shows. 24 was 60, and then this is my 68th. Now sizzling at Apollo Mediterranean Greek Food, come enjoy our flat-top grilled Greek chicken and beef, Slovaki tender, juicy and bursting with Mediterranean flavor, served with savory yellow rice, fresh daily cut veggies for our crisp salads, homemade hummus, plus warm pita, and our signature tzatziki, perfect for a fresh filling meal made with care. Cold beer available. Order now at apollogreekfood.com. Come visit us for a delicious meal and a cold beer. We'd love to serve you. And we are back from the break. Now here is Dom Canzone. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that is strike one. Dom Canzone hit the home run last night to give the Mariners the tie against the Rockies. And now we're at 0-1. And now here is the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that is strike two. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that is 0-2 for Dom Canzone. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right center field. More like a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit. And the hot hitting of Dom Canzone of September continues. And that is going to be a double for Dom Canzone. And now we got a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And the next batter up to the plate is going to be Victor Robles. And what can Victor Robles do? Yep, this is the Dom Canzone. And now here is Victor Robles up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. As now that's going to be 0-1 for Victor Robles. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a check swing foul ball. Oh, my streaming paused for a second. That's going to be a foul ball, and it's going to be 0-2. Now we're at 0-2 for Robles. And now here's the pitch. Oh, and I think that did hit him, and he's going to go to first base right there. And now we got runners on first and second with nobody out. So Mariners still have an opportunity. They have the opportunity to really just get it going. Get more runs in there. Here's J.P. Crawford, who's batting .266 with nobody out. Now here is the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Oh and 1 so far. With runners in scoring position, JP does bat .294. And now the pitch. And he reaches it. That's going to be a pop-up to left center field. No one's going to be able to move on that when he makes the catch. And the runners are going to have to stay. And now it's going to be the next batter. And it's going to be Randy Arozarena back to the top of the lineup. So there is going to be opportunities for the Mariners to really get some runs in, especially with Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, possibly Julio Rodriguez. So as of now, assuming the double play does not happen, Cal Raleigh will be up in this inning. And now here's Randy Arozarena up to the plate. Now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. That's going to be ball 1. And also the Astros just hit themselves into a double play. And now we're at 1-0. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. It's going to be 1-1 on Randy Arozarena. It's 1-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss right down the middle. And that is going to be strike 2. 1-2. And if it's 2 outs, you know for sure that Cal Raleigh is just going to try to just blast it out there to make it the 60th home run of the season. And now we're at 1-2 for Randy. And now the pitch, way outside for a ball. That's going to be 2-2. We're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a foul ball. It's 2-2. Got Cal Raleigh on deck. And he does have a big opportunity. As we're at 2-2. For the El Rando Grando, the pitch. And swing and a miss at the dirt for strike 3. Why even swing at that one? And that's going to be 2 outs. But the good news is, got Cal Raleigh up to the plate, so he does have a chance. And when he hit that home run, that went all the way to the third deck. And that might just be the longest home run in Mariners history and T-Mobile history. And now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that is strike 1. He's really going for it. You know he really wants it. We got good old leader Dogism. Thank you for being here, Turkism, and thank you for your $2 yesterday. And now we got the 0-1 for Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. And now the pitch. And now here's a liner to right field, and that is going to be a base hit. That is definitely going to score in Dom Canzone. It should score another run. And now here is Dom Canzone, and is there going? Yeah, that should be another run scoring in. And that is going to be a 4-5-0 game on a 2-out, 2 RBI double by big dumper Cal Raleigh. And what a clutch hitting by Cal Raleigh. Doesn't get the home run, but he does get 2 RBIs out of it. Well, we will more than take that. And now it's 5-0. And the Mariners are just completely running away with this. And that was on a low pitch. Wasn't exactly to pitch to swing at, but hey, it got 2 more runs in there. You'd rather have runs at this point to get some insurance. And now here is Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that is going to be inside for a ball. Last inning, Julio Rodriguez, he hit his 32nd home run of the year. He has a chance to make it home run number 33. Let's see what he's got here. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball, and that is going to be in time. And that will retire the side. But the Mariners get 2 runs in there off of a 2-out, 2 RBI double by the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners are really just trying to run away with this division as fast as they possibly can. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
I'm going to try to get more people onto my show right now.
So now and then John seems to respond, give him a little day off. That's it.
And now we are back from the break. Now here's the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. For the postseason, I'm excited. Of course I should be. Like, why wouldn't I? I have to. But we have to get that second seed for me to be more excited. That's going to be a swing and a miss by Fernandez. And that's going to be 0-2. Definitely want to not only win this game, but you want to definitely close it up with the Colorado Rockies with a sweep, so you don't have to worry about the Dodgers series so much. The pitch outside for a ball. That's going to be 1-2. Fernandez is batting .244. And now here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to be 1 out. And how many strikeouts does Castillo have? I believe that is strikeout number 3 for Castillo. Double checking if that is for sure. And it is second strikeout of the game. And now here is Bernabel. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And now we're at 0-1 to count on Bernabel. It is 5-0. And now here is the pitch. Way outside for a ball. And that's going to be 1-1. We're at 1-1 for Bernabel. He's batting .264. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. That is going to be 1-2. And the pitch. Way up high for a ball. That's going to be 2-2. We're 2-2 for Bernabell. Now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He does not go. That's going to be full count 3-2. Good old Turkism says, theory on the series, Rockies are going to lose so bad because the Rockies have 114 losses and the Mariners are major contenders in the playoffs. And that's going to be popped up, and that should be playable. Josh Naylor, is he there? He makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs already. We got Arcia is now at the plate. He's batting 204. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. And also the Astros are now playing in the bottom of the first against the A's. Langoliers just got on base. And I will keep you updated on what happens there. Now here is the 0-1. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to Polanco. Tossed over the first, and that's going to be in time. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It is now still 5-0 ball game.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki. Tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're going to spread some barbecue on top. It's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. Yep. Oh, you don't like pineapple on pizza? Yeah. I mean, I don't blame people for wanting it, but it's kind of like it's one of those things where it's just not for me. Like the way I look at pizza, it's more of people's personality thing. It's about like who you are. I think that's what pizzas are. It defines character. Like the type of pizza you want defines your character. That's how I see it. There's people that want pineapple on a pizza. Whatever. That's their prerogative. And we are back from the break. As Mariners now have a 5-0 lead so far, and Josh Naylor fouls it. And that's going to be 0-1. Naylor fouled it. Naylor is 0 for 1. He flied out in the first, batting .292 with 20 home runs. And looks like, diving catch by Jake Myers. And that's going to be 2 outs for the A's on their end. And now we're at 0-1. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that is a foul ball. And now we're at 0-2. We're at 0-2 for Naylor. And now here is the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to shortstop. Throw to first. That's going to be in time. Now we got Jorge Polanco. And his last at-bat, he hit the home run. You were going to say the same thing. I told by Asteroids guy that licenses are cheap, but then again, Washington State taxes. Yep, it makes up for everything in a bad way, and that's going to be jammed up, popped up, and fouled. As we are at 0-1 for Jorge Polanco. We got 15-1. Mariners are 15-1 in their last 16. Colorado is 2-2 in their last 4. And now here is the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, and that's going to be a play. No play by the second baseman, and now we got Polanco on first base. That should be an infield single. And now we've got a runner on first base. And now the next batter is going to be Eugenio Suarez, the good vibes only. Now here is Suarez up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that is 0-1. And now here is the 0-1 pitch. Way inside for a ball. As now we're at 1-1. Now we got 1-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. And he was trying to go for a big one. And that's going to be 1-2. Suarez is hitless in this series. Would like to see him get something going so he can get some momentum going into the playoffs. Kind of hard to flip a switch when you're Eugenio Suarez. As now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And that is way low for a ball. And that is 2-2. We're at 2-2. Man on first base. And the throw to first. And it looks like that almost got him. And that is, yeah, Polanco, you got to be careful. He seems like a sharp guy that can pick people off. As we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. It's going to be 2-2. I think Suarez struck out last time. Guardians are in first place. And the crazy thing is they were 9.5 games back on September 10th. Such an insane run that they've been having. Now the 2-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. 2-2 on Eugenio Suarez. I know what you mean. I just don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, but I agree. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep foul. It was a foul ball. But yeah, again, it's I would, but it's kind of how someone in the YouTube world decided to not work with me anymore. I know, I feel you. I get it. And now the 2-2. And now here's a ground ball foul, and Suarez is keeping it alive. Yep. I just don't want to get in trouble with the YouTubes and whatnot. But yeah, I agree. I miss the names too. Both of them. It's kind of a travesty how it all happened. As we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Way low for a ball, and that's going to be 3-2. Dom Canzone's going to be on deck, as he did get to second base with a double in the last inning. It's crazy to think that he may get another opportunity this inning, or from the previous inning. And now the 3-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yep, he did. No doubt about that one. Strike 3. I mean, these swing and misses are kind of just driving me nuts. And now we got 2 outs. Drive to the playoffs. Mariners are now 4 games ahead on Houston. Tigers are barely hanging on to a playoff spot, but Astros are falling apart anyway. But it's pretty sad to see the Tigers just completely just losing it. Yankees are actually threatening for the AL East. And now here is Dom Canzone. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 0-1 for Dominic Canzone. Now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball, and that is going to be a base hit. That might just get the runner to third base. Polanco's going to third base, and the throw to second, and that's going to be not in time, and Dom Canzone hustles. A very gutsy move of him. And now we've got runners on second and third. What a double by Dom Canzone. He is absolutely on fire, especially in the month of September. What a month for Dom Canzone. And he has came a long way from this. The 0-2 pitch.
You gotta love these guys.
I mean, he literally just swing. He literally check swinged at
None
the
of those
dirt.
were in the strike zone.
It wasn't even in the strike zone, and he chuck swinged it. Like, why?
Like, literally, that wasn't Taylor Scott being good. That was just
really
you just
bad.
swinging at crap.
Oh, looks like there's going to be a challenge by Colorado. The question is, no, I think he's out. I don't know. But Rockies challenging? Really? You're challenging when you're already, like, losers? 100. I guess you just don't want the Major League record, I guess. But you're not going to get the Major League record anyway. This proves that this is the whole nothing to lose mentality. It's like umpires laughing a bit. And Canzone's been doing pretty well. I thought about that. I thought he was going to be after the 23 season, to be honest with you. So, not a crazy statement. It is overturned and Dom Canzone is out, but at least he counts it as a base hit. So, he's now a triple and a home run away from the cycle. That will retire the side. As now we go to the top of the 4th inning. It is still 5-0 Mariners. And the Mariners have certainly came a long way from this.
My point is it's across all Seattle sports. It's this idea, like people pleading 3-4 years ago to bring back Ichiro when Ichiro was like 93 years old. I'm like, no, I do not want to bring back Ichiro. Like Griffey when he's got a walker out there and he gives you a single every 60 games. Like the list goes on and on. Like people crying. Like Haniger comes back, and you think that we just signed a Hall of Famer. Like he was injured all of last year. He's like 33 years old. We trade for him, give up on Robbie Ray, which whatever, and all of a sudden, I swear, all of Twitter is like, "World Series, baby! Let's go! Let's go!" He was a negative WAR player for them last year, but because we love Hanny, baby. He's going to come and save the Mariners.
Came a long way from that because last year was just really sad. Like watching the offense was just so sad to watch. And people were trying to say, oh, it's just Team Allball's fault. It's their fault. It's not the off. Oh, yeah. Their swinging approach was bad. Just swinging and misses at everything. Yeah. Came a long way. I know. I've been trying, man. I've really been trying. Let me see if I can get him. I will see if I can get him on the show for a little bit. All right. Oh, we got a foul ball. And everyone, I want you guys to put it in the comments. Put it in the comments and tell me, when the Mariners last won the AL West in 2001, what was going on in 2001? The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. I will start it off by saying this. The video game Halo did not even exist in 2001. So someone else put it in the chats. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to be 1 out. And now we got next up to the plate for number 2. It is going to be Goodman, their best player on the team. Yeah, VHSs at the time, it was, I mean, DVDs and like VHSs were starting to merge a little bit, but DVDs were starting to get ahead of them. Yeah, Blockbuster was thriving. That was right before, I think that was like a little bit after Netflix approached them, and they were 9/11. Wrong Halo came out. Well, Halo didn't exist, and but Halo wasn't released yet. It was in November. And now here is the 0-1. Now here's a ground ball right to Eugenio Suarez. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
I was 9 years old back in 2001, and 9/11, that was a really shocking thing to watch. No, I don't think any of us could drink at the time. The Seattle Supersonics were in Seattle. I didn't even live in this house. I lived in my old house, which was built in 1999, and now the pitch, and that is a strike. iPhone was not even in development, I think. But the iPod was literally in its infancy. And how is it going, Reese Beast? As now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 2. So, yeah. A lot of things. I'm trying to think what else happened in 2001. Command and Conquer computer game was actually very prominent back then. It was like, and now the 0-2. Oh, and that should have been a strike. CenturyLink or Lumen Field wasn't even built yet. The Seahawks were playing in Husky Stadium. That's another one. But come on, guys, put it out there more. Because now we're at 1-2. Way outside for a ball. That's gonna be 2-2. And nothing to see about the Houston Astros and the A's game so far. They have just ended their second inning, going into the top of the third. As now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep center field. And here is Julio and the track. And that is gone. That is a home run for the Rockies. And they have just gotten on the board. There goes the perfect game. That is Blaine Crim with his 5th home run of the season. It is the Mariners 5 and the Rockies 1. And must I say, I'm not saying that the Rockies have a chance or anything, but the Mariners should still score some more insurance runs to really put them away. It was a nice hit by Crim, and it was just blasted way out of there. And Julio he didn't even have a chance to even get that one. No, there was no way he could have. And now here is Beck, and that is a strike. Oh boy. Luckily, it's a 5-1 game, but still cannot be complacent. Now here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Yeah, it looks like Castillo was going to be on his way to get a perfect game, it seemed. As now we're at 0-2 for Jordan Beck. Jordan Beck had some kind of a role yesterday to give the Mariners a hard time. As now we're at 0-2. And now here is the pitch. And strike 3 called, and that is going to retire the side. Nearly another 1-2-3 inning for Luis Castillo, but a home run was given up, and that was Crim who got the home run. And now we're going to go into the bottom of the 4th inning and hoping that the Mariners can get some more runs in there.
Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy tacos autenticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, sal fies.
Yeah, I hope you like my Spanish there. So yeah, iPhone wasn't out in the public. How about this one? The GameCube wasn't even released. So at that time, you were still playing the N64. PlayStation 2 had just come out. The Dreamcast was like having its little bit of a last dance. So there was certainly more competition in the video game world. Also, the Game Boy Advance had just come out. And the Game Boy Advance, not only was it a colorful device, but the games were much more improved from what I remembered. Now let's look at the standings again. Let's see. The Mariners are on track. They're at 88 wins. They're on a good track to get 89. Houston's still alive. They're at 84 and 73. And Houston's actually in danger of missing the playoffs at this point. But unless the Tigers just completely melt down, then they could be out of the playoffs themselves. And now here is Victor Robles. And now here's a fly ball to left field and fouled. Mariners are trying to get the AL West champion. The magic number is down to 1. And by the way, it's the second time. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a liner and to second base, throw to first in time. Safe. He drops the ball, and now we got Victor Robles on first base. And excuse me, what I was saying was the Mariners, I think that was about their second or third time the Mariners have had 3 home runs in the first inning in T-Mobile Park history. Not exactly a good throw. It got out of the glove. Otherwise, Victor Robles would have been out. It would actually be known as an error. Now here's J.P. Crawford up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike. And that is going to be 0-1. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that is 1-1. One and one to JP. And the throw to first. And that is not in time. Who do you think is the most overrated Mariners on the roster right now? I'm going to say Randy Arozarena. I would say Julio, but he's on a streak. But I should still think he's overrated because he's just very, very volatile. What do you think, Reese Beast? Now we're at 1-1. But yeah, Robles nearly got tagged out on that one, it looked like. Yeah, I'm sure he's back. Looks like Robles is having a little bit shaken up at the moment. Luis Castillo. Well, he's actually had a better season than in years, at least since compared to last year. I wonder if they're reviewing the call right now. Now we're at 1-1. And now we are at the 1-1 again. And the pitch. And that is a strike. And that's going to be 1-2. Crawford is at 0-1. Or 0 for 1. Robles with quite a bit of a lead. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to right field. And that is going to drop in for a base hit. And Robles is going to third base. And now we got runners on first and third with nobody out. And now the next batter is going to be Randy Arozarena. And we're going to have Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Guaranteed. Okay, I see what you mean. I think we should trade him soon while he has value and sign a rental for 1 year. Okay. Yeah, give some time for Gerangelo Saintia. Now here's Randy Arozarena up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to deep right field. Is that going to be? It will not be. But tagging at third is Victor Robles. And now it's going to be a 6-1 ball game on a sacrifice fly by Randy Arozarena. And nice sacrifice fly by Randy. And now it's going to be up to Cal Raleigh. Does he have another one in him? With the Mariners being up 6-1, why not go for that home run? He has 59 home runs, and looks like they're going to walk him, and they're saying nope. And I wonder if this is going to be enough for Gordon. I wonder if that's the manager or the pitching coach. And yep, that is it. He has seen enough. No, they're not going to walk him. I thought they were going to for a sec. When will the Mariners not lead off Randy anymore? I know they should not be leading him off. I'm just going to say that. I mean, it should be Victor Robles. Not a bad idea. Randy does better in other positions.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
It looks like it's not an intentional walk anyway. Kind of lonely, though. If I could choose one person to be on my show for this moment, Jay Triton Podcast is definitely up there. I would definitely love to celebrate the moment with him. He is on another show right now, but he said he'll be here after the game. And now here is Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And now here's the pitch inside for a ball. And I think they're going to try to pitch away from him as he is one home run away from home run number 60, which would tie Babe Ruth. As now we're at 1-0 for the big dumper. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Not exactly a pitch to swing. Not exactly a home run pitch that would have been. And it's going to be 1-1. Cal Raleigh is 2 for 2. He has drove in runs in each of those at-bats. It was a solo home run and a 2-run double. Maybe he wants to go for the cycle. Now the 1-1. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that looked like that one was his pitch to swing, and it just did not happen. Cal is trying to bait him, aren't they? Now we're at 1-2. One and two for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a fly ball to center field, and he makes the catch, and that is going to be 2 down. Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, but is it me, or do I want the Astros in the playoffs? Because they don't have Yordan Alvarez. They're really banged up. Their morale is pretty low. Would rather maybe take a chance on that in the playoffs rather than Tariq Skubal of the Tigers. And now here is Julio Rodriguez, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. But with the Tigers losing even harder, maybe it won't matter. Maybe the Astros will have their chance to still make the playoffs. As we're at 0-1 for Julio Rodriguez. Mariners are just 5 innings away from the division. Now the pitch. And that is a strike, and that's going to be 0-2. Julio has a career high now, 32 home runs. He's trying to get to 33. As we're at 0-2. And the pitch. And up high for a ball. Did he go for it? No, he did not on that check swing. And now that's going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not go. And looks like the A's have just scored. And now that's going to be a 1-0 game. Runners on second and third. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. Check swing. Did he go again? He did not. That's going to be 3-2. It's going to be a full count. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still 3-2. It's been mostly a little bit of a mix-up pitch. Has got one fastball in this entire at-bat for Julio Rodriguez. Gantit says, F the cheat stros. So we're at 3-2. And also, since this game is more in a comfortable lead, my goal is still $50 for each game. So if you can get to that, it'd be great. Now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a foul. It's a foul ball. Nothing much to say. As now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And ball 4, take your base. And now it's going to be up to Josh Naylor at the plate, which if you remember yesterday, he hit a very clutch bases loaded clearing double, which gave the Mariners a 4-3 lead, which eventually led to getting the playoff berth. And now Josh Naylor has an opportunity to break it open even further as if it already is, but let's keep it going. And now here's Josh Naylor up to the plate, and now here is the pitch. Way inside for a ball. That is ball 1. As now we're at 1-0. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly. Oh, it was a swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike 1. And just remember, the magic number for the division is going to be 1. And after this, if the Mariners win, their magic number will be 2. As we're at 1-1, the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, and that will get right through for a base hit. That should be scoring in another run. Here comes J.P. Crawford. The throw of the plate is not in time, and the Mariners now make it a 7-1 lead on a 2-out RBI single by Josh Naylor. And now it's the Mariners 7, and the Rockies just 1. Yep, J.P. Crawford wanted to get there. And now here is Jorge Polanco up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. As now we're at 0-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be 0-2. Now we're 0-2 for Polanco. He has a runner in scoring position with him. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And let's not forget that he is a very clutch hitter when there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. As we're at 0-2 and the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that is going to be a foul ball. It was close. That was going to get Julio Rodriguez in there and Josh Naylor possibly the third base. But we will try this again. Josh Naylor at T-Mobile Park this season, batting .349, 5 home runs, and 22 RBIs. Because now we're at 0-2, and now the pitch. Low for a ball. That's going to be 1-2, and that gets Josh Naylor over the second base. It is? Really? It's that bad? That's pretty sad. And now we're at 1-2 for Polanco. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. But the Mariners do get some runs in there. I think they got 2 runs in. And now it's going to be a 7-1 ball game, and the Mariners are just completely running away with this.
Try our hand-breaded chicken tenders, perfectly seasoned and served with a choice of sides, golden fries, fluffy biscuits, homemade mashed potatoes, creamy mac and cheese, fresh side salad, fresh coleslaw, plus enjoy a dipping sauce on the side. Come in and treat yourself to the best comfort food around. Visit us today and satisfy your cravings.
Tomorrow it is certainly in question if I'm going to do the game. If the Mariners win the division, then I just may. At the same time, I'm also tempted just to cover the second seed. And looks like I will be doing the game anyway. So I was trying to see if I can play a softball game as a sub, but then the player said that, my captain said that, or the captain of that team said that I will not be needed. So I will be back tomorrow for the Seattle Mariners and the Colorado Rockies. Friday for sure I will be gone because it's going to be Friday. I'm going to be gone because it's my mother's birthday. And when you're a Korean man, missing your mom's birthday is like the equivalence of committing crime. So don't do that. So, but I will be back for Saturday and I will also be back for Sunday. And we are back from the break. And now here is Tovar up to the plate as he just took a strike. And that is going to be 0-1. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-2 for Tovar. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be another foul tip. We're at 0-2 for Luis Castillo. And now here is the pitch. Up high for a ball. That is going to be 1-2. And now here is the pitch. Way outside for a ball. That's going to be 2-2 for Tovar. And we will try this again. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A strikeout for Luis Castillo. And now we've got 1 out. What a way to start this inning. Castillo is now at 4 strikeouts in this inning, or in this game. He is just pitching absolutely excellent. He's pitching to Luis Castillo back of 2022 in that regular season, at least up until the 2022 playoffs. How's my streaming now? Am I still behind Ganix? As now we're at 1-0. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-0 count for Karros. And Karros caused a lot of problems yesterday against the Mariners, for the Mariners. But luckily the Mariners got out of it at the skin of their teeth. And this time they just want to get that division. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a foul ball. And that's going to be strike 1. And also, I'm going to be offering this to you guys. So let's say, I'm going to have the Jay Trident podcast. And then after he is done, I will try to see if I can make time to open up for any fans that would like to express their excitement about, and that is a foul tip, anyone that would like to express their excitement of this Mariners team throughout the entire season. And now here's the pitch. And strike 3 call. That was way outside the strike zone, but hey, whatever. And that is going to be 2 outs. Oh man, I am definitely due for a haircut. I might have time tomorrow, so I'll think about it, but I'm not sure yet. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be missing it for a ball. That is going to be 1-0. As now we're at 1-0. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. That's going to be 1-1. Now it's 1-1 the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball again. And that's going to be 1-2 for Fernandez. Mariners are now just 4 after this inning. They will be 4 innings away. 4 innings away. And now here is the 1-2 pitch. Up high for a ball. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. We are now going into the bottom of the 5th inning. It is now still 7-1 Mariners.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
So yeah, my YouTube membership, just $5 a month, or the Patreon page for also $5 a month if you would like ad-free content, or if you like basically my fantasy football, baseball diary, which by the way, I lost my fantasy baseball season. I lost in the championship game. I was very close, but no cigar. And you know what they say? Number 2 stinks. Now they're showing some highlights of bloopers when the bat literally just punctured the field. Nice catch by the ball girl. It was a diving catch. We are back from the break. Now here is Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. Excuse me. Suarez is now still hitless in this series. Now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. Maybe the Mariners' offense is now cooling after this. As now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 for Suarez. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Looks like he was going for a home run on that one. And that's going to be 2-2. We're at 2-2 for Suarez. Now here's the pitch. And he fouls it again. That's going to be 2-2. I'm going to look at my calendar tomorrow to see if I want to if I can get time for a haircut. And I may just not have time at all. As we're at 2-2 for Eugenio Suarez. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he is still hitless throughout this entire series. Oh, boy.
All right, guys. Goodbye, only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just great. It's just great, isn't it? Now here's Dom Canzone up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. Way outside for a ball. He is 2 for 2. He has a single and a double. He's a home run and a triple away from the cycle. Can he make that history today to be the 5th Mariner in history to go for that cycle? And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that is going to go into center field, left center field, and he makes the catch. And I wonder how many Mariners have hit cycles. How many Mariners have hit for the cycle? It's been 4 of them. Jay Buhner in 1993, Alex Rodriguez in 1997, John Olerud in 2001, and Adrian Beltre in 2008. Now here's Victor Robles up to the plate. Magic number is 1 for the American League West. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 1. It's crazy to think that at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of doubt and hopelessness for the season. Especially, we came a long way where the Mariners starting third baseman at one point was Jorge Polanco. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And yeah, that was I thought that was a horrible. Just watching him play third base was just really painful. I saw it in spring training. I was like, how is this really going to work? And now Robles is at 0-2, 2 outs. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Hancock bump day. Let's go. Yep, they're showing the banners. 1995, 1997, and 2001. I hated that they got rid of the ALCS appearance banner. And now the 0-2. Outside for a ball. I know. I think so too. They've really earned it this season more than ever. Like in those last 2 seasons, Would I have said the Mariners deserved the playoffs? They probably didn't. Mariners have they have the second best home record in the American League, 49-27. And it was last time the Mariners were in 2001, last time they were an excellent team on the road when they were 59-22 on the road. And now here is a 1-2. And that is going to be low for a ball, 2-2. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. We're going into the top of the 6th inning. It is still 7-1 Mariners.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
Getting close to being back from the break. Now, the question is, what do the Mariners need to get to the 2nd seed without winning? And I heard that it could be possible if the Tigers win tomorrow to clinch for a 2nd seed. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Either way, I intend to do the Mariners game tomorrow anyway. Here's warming Bernabel. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's a foul. I don't know. As we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And Robles is there. And he makes the catch. And that's going to be 1 out. Now, the question is, how am I going to express my excitement if the Mariners are to win the division? I mean, it should be with a huge amount of excitement because they hadn't done so. They haven't done so since 2001. And Arcia is now up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Looks like Emerson Hancock is having a 2.08 ERA since moving to the bullpen. Would like to see him pitch today. And now here's the 1-1. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. And it's going to be strike 3, and that is going to be 2 outs.
punch-outs was July 5th against the Pirates. The combination of that slider has been filthy. 4-seam and 2-seam just has that extra line.
And that's going to be a ground ball right to Naylor. And talk about another 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners. And that's going to retire the side. And now we're going to go into the bottom of the 6th. Still 7-1 Mariners.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
Commercial break is still going on. And the Mariners, they are getting closer. After this inning, they will be 3. Hold on. They will be 9 outs away from winning the division. Again, it'll be their first division since 2001. C-Sonic, haven't seen you before, but thank you for being here. And also, and actually we are back from the break. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. This is J.P. Crawford up to the plate. He is 1 for 2. And Centella is the pitcher. He's been pitching 36 pitches. Now the pitch up high for a ball. That is going to be 1-1. Because now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. I remember back in 2001, I was actually there the last time the Mariners clinched the AL West of 2001. I was only 9 years old when it happened. I wonder if I could show any pictures. As now we're at 1-2. And now here is the pitch. Up high for a ball. That is going to be 2-2. But I certainly was there. I was also there for the 115 wins in that season. As now we're at 2-2 for JP. And now here is the pitch. Way inside for a ball. That is going to be 3-2. I mean, you would think that the Mariners would have a great opportunity by the way, the Mariners have not scored in T-Mobile Park in a playoff game since 2001. And it was Stan Javier who hit the 2-run home run against the Yankees, a 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to be 1 out. And now we got Randy Arozarena up to the plate. Arozarena is 0 for 2. Now the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. Mariners have at least 2 players with 30 home runs. Just needs to happen. And Randy Arozarena has a chance to do it still. He is at 27 home runs. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss at the dirt, but the way he's swinging, I don't think it's going to happen. As we are at 0-2. I just hope the Mariners don't go on a crazy booze if they win the division. As now we're at 0-2, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. He's batting .232 with 27 home runs and 74 RBIs. As now we're at 0-2 for El Rando Grando. And he takes time, which will reset the clock, or the pitch clock. Cal Raleigh is on deck. He is guaranteed to hit. He has an opportunity to get home run number 60 still. And now here is the pitch. Up high for a ball. Tried to frame it, but he wasn't selling it. Now it's going to be 1-2. At 1-2. And now the pitch. And it's going to be a foul ball. You probably know, but the Rockies farm team is located in Spokane, Washington. Yep, the Spokane Indians. Just like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of teams out there in Washington with minor league baseball teams. The 1-2. Low for a ball, 2-2. And they are also in the same division as the Everett Aqua Sox. And now we're at 2-2, the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. And Randy Arozarena is going to get an easy double, a stand-up double, and now it's time for Cal Raleigh to see what he can do. Try to get that home run. Looking at minor league baseball teams by state. I want to go to Washington State. Cal Raleigh, one home run away from tying George Herman Ruth. So we got Everett Aqua Sox, Spokane Indians, Colorado Rockies, and Tri-City Dust Devils. And also another high A team. And now here is the pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball or a swing and a miss. They're in Pasco, Washington. Their affiliate is actually the Los Angeles Angels. And now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. He is not going to get it. And that's going to be 2 outs right there. And now it's going to be up to Julio Rodriguez to see if he can get some more insurance run for the Mariners. It is a 7-1 ball game. But it does seem that Mariners have this pretty much locked up. Now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to right field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. Here comes Randy Arozarena, the throw to the plate, and that is, yeah, that's in time. You knew that was going to be in time, and that's going to retire this side. Nothing to challenge there. A little bit too aggressive for Randy Arozarena, but it's like 7-1. Their mentality is, what do you got to lose? And I'm like, I don't know. And now what's going on? Looks like Dan Wilson. Is he going to challenge it? Oh, he might have escaped it. But I don't think they're going for the challenge anyway.
Now sizzling at Apollo Mediterranean Greek Food, come enjoy our flat-top grilled Greek chicken and beef, Slovaki tender, juicy and bursting with Mediterranean flavor, served with savory yellow rice, fresh daily cut veggies for our crisp salads, homemade hummus, plus warm pita, and our signature tzatziki, perfect for a fresh filling meal made with care. Cold beer available. Order now at apollogreekfood.com. Come visit us for a delicious meal and a cold beer. We'd love to serve you.
Right now, we're 9 outs away. 9 outs. Because the 7th, 8th, and 9th. 9 outs away from the American League West Division. By the way, the A's have now taken a 2-0 lead and make that a 4-0 lead as they are absolutely humiliating Houston. Oh, my goodness. You drinking the Mariners Kool-Aid yet? Not yet. I don't know when I'll drink the Mariners Kool-Aid. I'm not ready for it. And we are back from the break. And now here is the pitch to Goodman. That is outside for a ball. And that's going to be a 2-0 count, by the way. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be 2-1. And now here is the pitch to Castillo. And that is a strike, and that's going to be 2-2. I never really liked Kool-Aid that much. I thought Kool-Aid is... I'm the guy that said it's overrated. Oh, a bunch of sugar. I know. You just got me there. And now the 2-2 pitch to Goodman. And now here's a fly ball to right field, but Victor Robles is there and he makes the catch. And that's going to be 1 out. Now here is the pitch to Krim, and that is a strike. Blaine Krim, who hit the solo home run, he is still the only lone hitter for the Colorado Rockies. And now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 2. Yeah, just to think that that's the only reason why a perfect game was just broken up. And now here is the 0-2, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 0-2. Well, the Rockies got one hitter today to hit a home run. I can tell you that. As now we're at 0-2. And now here is the pitch. Way outside for a ball, 1-2. Now the 1-2. It's going to be outside for a ball, 2-2. As now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 2-2 for Castillo. And now here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to be 2 outs. Castillo is absolutely on fire. He has now 9 strikeouts in this game. He has just been absolutely amazing, and the bullpen is just absolutely not warming up right now. I guess they don't feel the need for it. Maybe they're going to try to get Luis Castillo a complete game. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-1 for Jordan Beck. And now here is the pitch. And that is going to be inside for a ball. As we're at 1-1. As we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. And that is inside for a ball, 2-1. You're going to be at the Cubs and Cards game, huh? Bullpen is still not warming up. I guess they just don't feel the need. As we're at 2-1 for Beck and the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, 2-2. It's top of the 6th inning in Sacramento. And the A's are just absolutely humiliating them against the Houston Astros. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 2-2. Jay Trident Podcast is projected to be on the show after the clincher. And now here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. As we are at 2-2. And here is Beck. As we're at 0-2. And now here is the pitch. Up high for a ball again. And that is going to be 3-2. Let's get out of this inning real quickly because I want to sing the 7th inning stretch. As we're at 3-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. As Jose Altuve, he just flied it out. I wonder if the Astros even have a hit today. They do, only 2 hits. As now we're at 3-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 10 for Luis Castillo. And that will retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning. And now it is time to sing the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because they have a 7-1 lead. 4, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hello, hello. Oh, no, sad. We gotta go. Yeah. Hello, hello. Oh, baby, sad. We gotta go. A fine little girl, she waiting for me. I catch a ship across the sea, and I'll ship that all alone. We never think I'll make it home. A little way. Yeah, no. Is that gotta go? Oh no. Well, there we go. That is the Louie. Now the Mariners are just 6 outs away from winning the American League division. And what an accomplishment that it would be. And now we are back from the break, and now here is Josh Naylor. And now the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. As now we're at 1-0. And now here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike one. We're at 1-1. So we're at 1-1 for Naylor. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Again, we're like a foul ball. And that's going to be strike two. As now we're at 1-2. I would say a pretty low odds if you ask me, typical Terran. As we're at 1-2. We got a new pitcher, by the way. This is Chivili. And now the 1-2. Low for a ball. That is going to be 1-2. As this is going to be winding down for a division, players that I do want to give credit. Got to give credit to Jorge Polanco for his comeback season from last season. Maybe he's in contention for comeback player of the year, the pitch. And that is low for a ball, 3-2. Another player that you want to also give shout out to is Matt Brash, as he had injury problems throughout all of last year. And he came in and he played absolutely well. With the exception of September, he was a little bit streaky. And now we at 3-2 for Josh Naylor. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep left field. And that is going to be caught by the left fielder. And that is going to be one out. And now next up to the bat is going to be... Who's it going to be? It's going to be Jorge Polanco. It looks like at this rate, Cal Raleigh may not have another opportunity to get to home run number 60. But I am certainly hoping that Cal Raleigh breaks the 60 mark by tomorrow, because I won't be there for Friday to witness it. And now here is Jorge Polanco. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike one. It's really just crushing to see how Houston has just completely just had a major meltdown in this season. As now we got 0-1 for Jorge Polanco. Everything is going right for the Mariners. 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. And that is 1-1. Doesn't help when Yordan was hurt throughout the entire season. Yordan Alvarez, the 1-1. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that is 2-1 for Jorge. Mariners are now 6 outs away from the American League Division Championship. As we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. That is now 3-1. Got Polanco, who is 2 for 3. He hit a home run earlier to make it his 25th home run of the season. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball right to second base. Throw to first. That's going to be in time. And now we have gotten Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. Would like to see him get just a big hit. Just get one hit at least for the series. Whoa, I almost fell on that one. That would have been embarrassing. Jorge Polanco, looking at his season stats. His career high was 33 home runs in 2021. And now here is Suarez. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep right field. Is that going to be enough? And that is gone. That is a home run for the good vibes only. Eugenio Suarez. He finally breaks his slump, and he gets now his 48th home run of the season. And now it is the Mariners 8 and the Rockies 1. And big Gino Suarez brings his good vibes only back to himself and the Mariners.
All right, guys. Goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
He finally did it to make it his 48th home run of the season. 2 home runs away from 50. And now the question is, has Eugenio Suarez ever hit 50 home runs in his career? Let's check that out. Suarez has hit 49 career high. And a swing and a miss, and that is strike 1. Dom Canzone it is up to the plate. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Looks like Dom Canzone starting to get a little bit content on that one. It's 8-1 Mariners. Looks like Jay Trident Podcast, he may be coming on within the next few. As we're at 0-2 for Dominic Canzone. And now here is the pitch. And now it's going to be a ground ball and fouled. As we are at 0-2 for Canzone. And now here's the pitch. And now here's going to be a blooper. Is that going to drop in? That will drop in for a base hit. And now Dom Canzone is 3 for 4 in this game. He has also been very impactful for the Mariners. So I also want to see... It looks like not every single one. The only season where the Mariners clinched the playoffs, it was on the road, was in 2000. 95 was at home. 97 was at home. 2001 was at home. 2022 at home. And then here, 2025 also at home. And now we got Victor Robles up to the plate. He is now at an 0-1 count. Mariners are just smelling division. And now here is the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball, easy play, go to second, and that's going to be in time. And now we're going to retire the side going into the top of the 8th inning. It is now an 8-1 ball game. 13 hits and 1 hit on the Rockies. And now I got to go to the bathroom.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And look where we are. We are not back from the break yet. Woo! Yeah, look at this. My hair is definitely due for a haircut. But yes, let's go to all the divisions. 1995, that was when Randy Johnson, he almost shut down the California Angels at the time. And then they made it all the way to the American League Championship Series on that insane Edgar Martinez double. 1997, now here's going to be a ground ball to first, Josh Naylor. Now we got Castillo in for the 8th inning. And looks like they're just going to let him pitch until basically his arm falls off until he just gives up a hit, I guess. So I guess we'll see. where that goes. And now we got Karros. And looks like, oh, they did it. No, Danny boy, why would you do that? No. Why are you pulling Castillo? No, why? No. Okay, fine. I'll do it myself. I will give him a standing ovation myself. Woo! I guess it was only a matter of time that he was going to get pulled. And well, how many pitches? What was his stat line? 93 pitches, 7 strong innings, 10 strikeouts, a 1-hitter. If anything less than an earthquaking standing ovation would have been uncivilized. Yeah, it seems like they were just trying to give him that. They just wanted to give him that out so he can get the standing ovation that he absolutely deserved. Yeah, he was absolutely lights out. That was like 2022 Luis Castillo that we were able to see. And all I can say is, excellent job, my friend. Excellent job, senor. Muy bien, senor. You pitched your heart out, 10 strikeouts, and I think this is your best performance by far in this season. I'm not going to jinx anything, so I'm still waiting for the Mariners' inevitable collapse. I don't blame you for saying that. The Rockies are really terrible. They are. I mean, they should have won yesterday. That's all I'm going to say is they really should have won the game yesterday. Don't know how they did not win that game. Other than the fact that all you can say is they're the Rockies.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy.
And we are back from the break, and now this is Caleb Ferguson. And that's going to be outside for a ball. It's going to be Karros up to the plate. Kyle Karros. As now we're at 1-0. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And just got an update by the Jay Trident podcast. Good friend of mine. He will be there 5 minutes after the game. He wants to celebrate it with his wife, as he should, for a couple minutes. And that's going to be a strike. Because you know what they say, family comes first. Which is why I'm missing the game on Friday. And even if it means to miss the Cal Raleigh home run, so be it. As now we're at 2-1 for Karros. And the pitch. And there's going to be a ground ball right to Suarez. He has a long way to go to throw to first. And that is in time. And that's going to be 2 outs. Nice play by Suarez. And the Mariners are now just 4 outs away from the division. And what a moment that this is going to be for the Mariners. It will absolutely be one of the greatest moments in Mariners history. By being able to get the division, and I will say that this will be the 3rd most impressive division winner. And now here is Fernandez, and now is the pitch. Typical Terran. My favorite player of all time is actually Alex Rodriguez, believe it or not. I know that's a very unpopular opinion. Randy Johnson is up there too, but A-Rod is up there. As now we're at 1-0 for Fernandez. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And I will show you how much I'm a huge Alex Rodriguez fan. Alex Rodriguez from his 2000 Mariners days. Believe it or not, they sold this thing in 2003. Now we're at 2-1 for Fernandez, who is 0 for 2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Oh boy, I opened Pandora's box for... Okay, fine. Here, I'll show you this one. As we're at 2-2. And now here is the pitch. Low for a ball. How about a Randy Johnson? I think this is from like 1994. It's actually a 1996 edition of Randy Johnson. His baseball card was from, oh, it's 97, excuse me. And that's going to be a line out to Eugenio Suarez. And that's going to retire the side. And we are going to the bottom of the 8th inning. 3 outs away from the American League West Division. Should probably show you guys too of my memorabilia. How about 1995? My, oh my! Yeah, that little VHS tape right there. Oh, I got one better. The 1996 Seattle Mariners. You gotta love these guys. Giving themselves a pat on the back for having a prolific off. Oh, wait, but they didn't make the playoffs. Never been open Sweet 116 on the VHS. Never been open. All right, what else do I got that's really cool? I got the OG Julio Rodriguez bobblehead. I've only opened it once, to be honest with you. Don't really have a reason to open it. What else do I got? Yeah, that'll do. But also, be part of history. It is coming for all of you. Get onto my show. And I'm gonna re-promote the post. You have years worth of Mariners magazines, probably 50 of them from the Sweet Lou days. I have a 97 one myself. And I can't find it right now. How embarrassing. Skull emoji. And we are back from the break. And now here is JP Crawford up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball right to the shortstop. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. And now it's going to be Randy Arozarena, and it looks like that Cal Raleigh is going to get one more shot to get home run number 60. 60, 60, 60. Other notable memorabilia I have, how about an Edgar Martinez Hall of Fame placard? Also, I better pay attention to Randy Arozarena. And now here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball foul. How about a Ken Griffey Jr. one? We are now at 0-1 for the El Rando Grando. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Cal Raleigh will be on deck, and he will be guaranteed to be hitting. As now we are at 1-1. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball. In the month of September, they are 15-5. It's about to be 16-5. And if they win out the rest of the season, they will have a 20-win month of September. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. And also breaking news, the Athletics Langoliers just hit a home run to give them a 5-0 lead on the Houston Astros. As now we are at 2-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to be 2 outs. And now it's going to be Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And he has the chance. He has the chance to really go for that home run. To get home run number 60. Fans are up on their feet. He gets one more. He ties Babe Ruth for the third most home runs in the American League history. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field. And that is home run number 60 for Cal Raleigh. He has now tied Babe Ruth for home run number 60. He is getting very close to Roger Maris and Aaron Judge for the most home runs in the American League. Second home run of the game. And now it's the Mariners 9 and the Rockies 1. And not only that, Cal Raleigh has become the first and only Mariner in history to hit 60 home runs. He is being embraced by Eugenio Suarez. He has the trident, puts it up for a couple seconds. I'm more like a split second. Edgar Martinez is smiling. And what a moment for Cal Raleigh to hit home run number 60. Only Mariner in history. Fourth AL player of all time to get 60 home runs. Everything else belongs to the Yankees. Aaron Judge, Roger Maris, and Babe Ruth. And look at Cal Raleigh getting that curtain call. And what a moment and what a fitting game for him to go for 60 home runs. Think about that. No other baseball player away from the Yankees up until today hit 60 home runs. And now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that is a ball. You can't write the script any better. Only a Mariner. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And CJ says that the National League are a bunch of fraudsters. The likes of Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire. And now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. And now here's going to be a right to second base, throw to first, and that's going to be in time. But Cal Raleigh, he adds to his numbers to hit his 60th home run of the season. The question is, who's going to be pitching? Baseball immortality indeed. And must I say it again? Cal Raleigh is the only non-Yankee in American League history to hit 60 home runs or more. The other ones belong to Aaron Judge, Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, and now Cal Raleigh is in company. And another player that I would imagine would be very happy about it is Ken Griffey Jr. For someone who hated the Yankees his entire life because of his father's turbulent experience there. I mean, I think we would all like to see Cal Raleigh become get home run number 64. But there's still steps to be done. Still got to get the American League West. Got to get the second seed. And after that, at this point, it's all about Cal Raleigh getting home run number 64. Mickey Mantle, he never hit 60. 54 was his best. And Cal Raleigh beat that record. So, yeah, I mean, he's broken a lot of records. Most home runs by a catcher. Most home runs by a switch hitter. The second most home runs in the first half in Major League history, just behind Barry Bonds. He was at 38. Now he's at 60. Lou Gehrig's most was 49. He had 493 career home runs. He was close to hitting 500, but then he was taken away by a very rare disease, the ALS disease, which is the reason why he retired very shorter than expected. So, yeah, Cal Raleigh has done it. I just cannot believe it. 60 home runs. And by the way, the A's hit a home run again to make it 6-0. And also, we are back from the break. Cal Raleigh at 60, tied with Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, and then Aaron Judge. Crazy for a catcher to hit 60, exhausting and physically, mentally. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that Cal Raleigh is not human. Anyways, we are back from the break, and we've got 3 outs to go. Now, here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left field. Not even, just a J.P. Crawford. And that's going to be 1 away. And now 2 outs away from getting the American League division, something the Mariners haven't done since 2001. And also Harry Ford is going to be the catcher. Luke Jackson is the relief pitcher, as he will get the honor to be the man to pitch for the division winner. And that's going to be a ball for Arcia. I have 25 viewers in here. All I'm asking for is just put the comments in there. And now the pitch is going to be up high for a ball, 2-0. And it's going to be surreal to be able to experience the inevitable, where the Mariners will win their American League West division for the first time since 2001. Now the 2-0. Oh, inside for a ball, 3-0. And I think they're telling me not so fast, because we got to get this second out and not get a man on base. It's going to be 3-0. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. And something tells me deep down, I think the Mariners just want to, or the umpire just wants to get out of here. And now we're at 3-1. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. Take your base. Now we got a man on first base. And it's going to be Moniak up to the plate. Moniak is 0 for 3. But the Mariners can end this with a double play. They're starting to do the slight shift. Eugenio Suarez is all the way to the shortstop. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Suarez is at the shortstop spot. And now we got J.P. Crawford literally right at second base. And now here is the 1-0. And that is a strike. Fans are getting up on their feet. They are just eager to witness history where the Mariners, for the first time in 24 years, would get the AL West championship. As now we're at 1-1, and now here's the pitch. Way inside for a ball. That is going to be 2-1. The crazy thing is, the Mariners in 2001 had already clinched the AL West thanks to a Texas Rangers beating the Oakland A's in the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball foul, but it is 2 strikes. Yeah, that was when the Rangers, and I think fittingly, Alex Rodriguez actually helped the Rangers get that division winner. So because the A's had lost that game, that means the Mariners had already won the division before the game was even over. And now we're at 2-2 for Moniak. And now here is the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, still foul. I thought that was going to be a double play opportunity. And now we're at 2-2. Luke Jackson's he's really not making this easy. Cal Raleigh's extension is the biggest bargain in history of baseball. That might have just be true. Good thing he fired Scott Boras. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten that kind of a deal. And now the 2-2. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And that is probably going to be extra bases. They're going to third base. And now, it's going to be second and third with just 1 out. His contract was about a 5-year, 100-something million. And I would look it up, but this game is just too intense right now. And now Goodman's up to the plate. And now looking at his numbers, where is he at? He is 0 for 3. He's batting .277. It was 6 years, $105 million. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. It's like Luke Jackson is just delaying the inevitable, just like the Rockies are also delaying the inevitable. And now we're at 0-1 for Goodman. It's just getting really close, the pitch, and that is a strike, and that is going to be 0-2 on Goodman. Goodman is the best player on the Rockies. C-Sonic, congratulations, M's. Not quite yet. And now we're at 0-2. And that is a foul ball. As we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that gets away, and that is not going to score anyone. But it is going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that hits the dirt. And looks like Jackson may not just be the guy for this one. Dan Wilson's still trying to keep him in there. Andrew Lee McDuck, thank you for being on this show. And also as a reminder, Jay Trident Podcast will be on this show 5 minutes. Well, I'll just say after this game. As now we're at 2-2. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And Goodman is just not going down without a fight. They want to, I mean, with a 9-1. Isn't that weird? By the way, in this situation, if this holds, it will be also the second time in Mariners history where the Mariners won a division with a 9-1 victory. Think about that. And now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball. That's probably going to score in the run for the first in time. But they do get the run. That's going to be Colorado getting the 9-2. Too bad that the Mariners couldn't make that parallel where in 1995 they beat the California Angels 9-1. And had they won 9-1 today, it would have been on the 30th, like on the 30-year anniversary thing, sort of. Man, Mariners, you just can't win things right. I'm just being greedy. Now here is Krim, the man who broke up the perfect game on Luis Castillo. Fans are up on their feet. Now the pitch, and that is a strike, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And it is 0-1. Man at third base, 2 strikes away from the American League West Division. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a ground ball and foul. And it is game time. The Mariners just went breaking out of the gates with home runs by Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, and Jorge Polanco. Then Cal Raleigh got a 2 RBI. Randy Arozarena got a sacrifice fly. And now it comes down to this. And now here is the 0-2 pitch and low for a ball. And Evan Berg makes a good point. We don't want a repeat of 95 because repeat of 95 means that you don't win a World Series. The goal is to obviously win the World Series. Players are up on the dugout. They're up on the stairs. Now here it comes down to this once again. Let's try this again. And now the 1-2 pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Mariners, for the first time since 2001, they have won the AL West Division. Congratulations to the Mariners. They have done it. They have won 9-2 on the Colorado Rockies. And must I say, the last time the Mariners won the division was when I was 9 years old. And what a moment it was. It has been a long time coming. This was way overdue. And now it is all about trying to get the number 2 seed. And fireworks are going off in all scales around the stadium. And you got to give it to everyone. Cal Raleigh with his 2 home runs. Julio Rodriguez with a home run. And must I say, this is a very surreal moment. I'm just at this point speechless. I'm very happy. And Nan, it has finally been complete. But now, the magic number for the number 2 seed is 1. Yeah, when the Mariners won that division, I was 9 years old. I was just getting into a school called Cascade Ridge. They had just opened. Halo didn't even exist yet. The GameCube was in development. Xbox was just about to be complete. we were just going through 9/11. The iPod had barely just been on its infancy, and someone said 8,760 days was the last time the Mariners won the division, and it was on September 18th or 19th of 2001 when the Mariners won the American League West Division, and now the wait is finally over. I mean, we went through all these frustrating years from the years of 2002 and 2003 when we heard the insulting comments by Howard Lincoln going, our goal is to not win a World Series. It is to field a competitive team year after year to put itself in position to win a World Series. Then we went through the Bill Bavasi era from 2004 to 2008. They had at one point lost 100 games on a $100 million payroll. And then we get to the Jack Sorensic years where he tried to rebuild and then he was like, no, never mind. Let's get $40 million and let's keep an old Ken Griffey Jr. way out of shape. And that didn't work out, obviously. Then another more rebuild years of Jack Sorensic, and he finally just gave money to Robinson Cano and Nelson Cruz, and that also did not work out. Jerry Dipoto comes in, tries to win what he could with Cano and the Cruz and Felix, by the way. All of that was wasted. Then rebuilding years, starting in 2019 until 2022, they make the playoffs. So close to win game one in that division series against the Houston Astros. And then 23 and 24 was also disappointing. Didn't do much for the 23 season. High expectations. They were supposed to win that division. Did not happen. Then after 23, after missing the playoffs, Cal Raleigh was calling out the team for not spending the money. And then before 24 season, Suarez, Kelnick was all traded away. And then 24, we saw some of the worst offensive performances in Mariners history. Like, maybe that's just over-exaggerating to say, but they struck out more than anyone in the entire league, it looked like. I think they were like top three, may have been number one. And then 25 started with very little hope, where they didn't really do much in the offseason. Their only offseason moves were pretty much Donovan Solano and getting Jorge Polanco back on a re-signing. And then the season was pretty much up and down until the Mariners got Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez. Good thing that Cal Raleigh and Jorge Polanco were carrying the load in the first half a little bit. Julio Rodriguez was showing his volatility, and it seemed that it just got better when he skipped the All-Star game and Eugenio Suarez came in, being that big brother for him. I mean, he brought all of this to the team.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Just curious, are the Mariners actually, are they going the booze again? Like, are they like, oh, and don't even have time to even check on that because we got Jay Trident podcast. And Jay Trident, how about that? For the first
division champs.
For the first time since 2001. And let's do a game where the last time the Mariners won the division, what had happened during that time? Like, I'll start. The last time the Mariners won the division, the game Halo was still in development for the Xbox.
Tom Brady had never started an NFL game.
You got that from Twitter X, didn't you?
I did, but still, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Like, it was just right before when I don't know. I don't really remember at this point anymore, but woo! I mean,
absolutely incredible.
We were, I think some of us were concerned, like, man, are the Mariners, are they going to be too hungover after just popping off the champagne like that? And then in the first inning, immediately the Mariners answered by going, nope. Cal Raleigh hits a home run to make it 59. Julio Rodriguez ties his career high. Jorge Polanco hits a home run, and the Mariners just keep on going and going. They just kept scoring runs. Forget about T-Mobile Park and offensive problems. How about Luis Castillo? 10 strikeouts, nearly pitched the perfect game, was just given up by a little bit of an oopsie home run to the Rockies. But nonetheless, he still got 10 strikeouts, 91 pitches effort. And how about Dan Wilson? Because we knew that he was going to pull Luis Castillo. How about the fact that he gave him just one more out just so he can get the standing ovation. Like, at first I was like, oh, come on, Dan Wilson, let him do it. And then I even stood up and gave him a standing ovation myself to give him my congratulations, because we've came a long way with Castillo. Like, we have seen him just been very up and down just a little bit after the 2023 season. And here he really stepped up and he really shut down the Rockies. I mean, it was just nothing short of impressive, and everyone on this team deserves credit. And in case if I tear up, you have been warned.
No, do it. It's deserved. I mean, I'm really like, there's not a lot to say in a weird way. You know what I mean? Like, we can't break down the game. The game was surreal. My family's celebrating in the background. Sorry if you can hear them, but it's but everyone's excited. I mean, there's just it's just like the game didn't even matter. It was their night. It was their night. It wasn't going to be stopped. Like, I didn't even know what I would. Cal hits numbers. I mean, Cal Raleigh just hits his 60th home run of the year, and I don't even care. I mean, you know what I mean when I'm saying that. Like, I do, obviously, but like, they win the division. Castillo could have had a perfect game. I think there was a missed strike 3 call actually on that at too. And then they're AL West champs. First time, like I said, 2001. Another thing I say is, like, I was a freshman in high school last time they did it, and now I have kids that are going to be going into high school next year. I mean, that's how long it's been for us. And just to fans out there that are watching, like, don't take it for granted. Because I mean, me and you know, right? Like, we've been with this team for a while. That's not to say that new fans shouldn't enjoy. They should, but like, it's not easy. And I think Mariners fans appreciate this more than maybe some other fan bases would.
Oh yes, because it's very rare for us to happen. And sometimes it feels like, I'm not saying it's a once in a lifetime experience, but for now, it's a once in an every 20-year experience. And wanted to go deeper in that Cal Raleigh home run. Believe this. You're not going to believe this. Cal Raleigh is now the only non-Yankee in American League history to hit 60 home runs or more. Think about that.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, 63. Roger Maris, Aaron Judge, 62. Roger Maris, 61. Babe Ruth, 60. And you can't name any other player that's not a Yankee to hit 60 home runs. And how about a Mariner, out of all teams, gets to be part of that elite 60 home run club? And some would argue that every one of those players in the American League did it the right way. So now you can say that Cal Raleigh and those 3 other guys are the true baseball home run kings. Now, the whole National League thing, that is just up to the debate, but a lot of people are saying that we can say that Cal Raleigh is a legitimate home run hero. And how about him being able to do that while managing the game with the pitchers, especially especially with a very erratic bullpen that he had, and a starting rotation was very up and down, and he was able to handle all of that and still hit those bombs.
Yeah, doing it as a catcher and just to be in those names. Like, I mean, Babe Ruth. I mean, Cal Raleigh is now in there and a chance to pass Babe Ruth. I mean, he could break Judge's record potentially. But I mean, just to say that name with Cal Raleigh, I mean, is just and on top of it, division champs. Like, this wasn't done. I don't want to say it would ever be meaningless, to have a season like that. But like, when Bonds hit 73, I don't believe the Giants went to the playoffs that year. When McGuire hit 70, the Giants did not, or the Cardinals did not go to the playoffs. The Cubs did with Sosa 66. And I think the Yankees did with Judge. But to do this in a season when they could do it all, it makes it, to me, even just all the more incredible.
And the other thing that the Mariners almost did, which would have been insane, was back in 1995, the Mariners clinched their division with a 9-1 victory, and they were so close to having another 9-1 victory for the division clincher. How fitting would that have been on, like, basically close to the 30-year anniversary of 1995? Like, they're just so close.
Oh, they were. Nice job, Luke Jackson.
It's okay, Luke Jackson. Good thing the run support was there, but we won't lose sleep over it, I swear.
You know what? Luke Jackson did us a favor. We got to enjoy it for a couple extra minutes, right? It wasn't just a quick 1, 2, 3. We got to soak in. So that's all he was doing. I mean, even stuff like this conversation we're having, we're like, who cares that Luke Jackson gave up a run in the 9th? It's just little things like this that, I mean, there's nothing I mean, what one win or one Cleveland loss away from the bye, sit back, enjoy the wild card series. And, hopefully the party's just getting, that's the other thing too. Like they've done this and the party's just getting started, right? Like, I mean, now you're in the ALDS. You're more than likely going to be hosting I can't get my thoughts together, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's win this whole thing. I don't know.
At least we're guaranteed to at least host the wild card.
Yes.
And that's like, and to say that's the worst case scenario, who would have thought that would happen?
Right. That's the thing. Like, that's the worst case scenario. That's if the Mariners lose their final 4 games and Cleveland wins 4 in a row. It's the only way that would happen.
And knowing with something with the magic number of 1, it would be very difficult to imagine. And I don't even want to think about it.
I'll say this. I do think Cleveland wins their final 4. I'm assuming Cleveland wins their final 4. So just go in tomorrow and then finish it.
Just take care of business. And do you know if the Mariners are popping champagne? Because my stream kind of died.
I do not. I'm assuming they're doing something. I can't. I'm not seeing the game right now, so I don't know.
I wouldn't be popping champagne because they just did last night to make the playoffs. I think they should be like, they're going to do it again, aren't they? Probably. And
they were saying tonight's going to be even crazier. So we'll see. We'll see.
Can't they just wait till the 2nd seed at least and then do whatever the heck you want?
I will say this. I don't think they'll do anything for that. I don't think they'll you might get some bigger high fives, but I don't think you'll anything, for that with the 2 seed. I don't think they'll have a big celebration for that. I think this will be it until they hopefully move on to the next rounds.
Yeah, let's not get let's just make sure that everyone gets home safely. And the other thing I want to touch on was this, like, since 2023, like the last time Mariners made the playoffs, most of us were like at ground zero. Like most of the Mariners content creating community, we didn't even really have a community. Like I was at ground zero with Cal after when Cal Raleigh hit that home run. And I was like, do I really want to do this YouTube channel? I don't know. And you had just started. And then we went through the last 2 years worth of pain. 2023, they struggled. Sure, they had a nice month of August. And then September, we were there. We saw it all together in pain. Then the 2023 offseason happened, or 24 offseason happened. Watching Suarez go, watching Kelenic go when he was at least legitimate at the time.
At least a major league player.
At least a major league player. And then there was doubts. And then the worst part of that season was the most exciting part of the offseason was bringing back Mitch Haniger. That was the worst part of that was like the most exciting part, which is actually the worst part of being excited for. And then we saw 24 where Mariners offense just struck out like no other. Like I felt like I was like dragging myself to Mariners games doing all these live streams. Now they almost made the playoffs. Dan Wilson kind of made a little bit of a somewhat inspiring run, and it wasn't enough. Then we go to the 25 offseason. We were wondering could the Mariners get any of those free agents that were highly coveted? Like, were they going to get Pete Alonso? Were they going to get Josh Naylor? Were they going to get Christian Walker? None of those happened. Their best moves was getting back Jorge Polanco. And I remember you described it as, well, at least you're getting a cheeseburger from McDonald's and it's free. And he did much more than that.
He did. He was a legitimate burger.
He turned into a 1990s Big Mac. I'll tell you that. And then remember in spring training, we saw Jorge Polanco playing third base. That was our starting third baseman. And both of us were like, I don't know if this is going to work. I hope Ben Williamson is ready. And even throughout the 25 season, there were still struggles. Like Jorge Polanco started to cool off a little bit. Dylan Moore just completely went to zero at that point. And then Julio Rodriguez was still showing his extreme volatility, which is why I made a video criticizing him. By the way, I wasn't saying I was hating him. I was just saying he's volatile, just needs to be more consistent. Then he takes the All-Star game off and gives it to Randy Arozarena. Team player, team effort for that. Because he said that he wanted to just clear his mind and just get ready for second half. And what does he do? He puts out an amazing second half performance. We get Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez. I think Josh Naylor did all of the dirty work, and Suarez did like all of the good vibes work. And that carried this team all the way. And even in September, there was still doubts. Like there was a point where we thought the Mariners might actually collapse, especially after that Rays series. And then they stepped up against the Braves, and everyone's saying, oh, it's the witch. I think it was Mike Cameron when he showed up for the team as a bench coach temporarily, and they just embarrassed the Braves in those 2 games. And then the homestand happened, sweeping the Cardinals, sweeping the Angels, taking 2 out of 3 from Kansas City. And most of us were like, yeah, are they going to survive this road trip? How about Houston? They swept Houston. Like they just embarrassed them, except the second game, of course. And then Victor Robles. Like there was so many points where we thought, man, this could actually end the Mariners season. And Victor Robles makes that diving catch. And then after that, the Mariners are pretty much flat out just unstoppable. And how about when they just embarrassed Houston on that Sunday? I think that was the statement game of the year, where not only did the Mariners just beat the Astros, they just humiliated them. And because of that, Astros haven't won a game since. And now here we are, securing the playoffs, getting the division, and now we're just 1 game away from a bye week to avoid the wild card.
Yeah,
I could just go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, they've 16-1 in their last 17 games. I mean, and they've needed all of it. Now, I mean, now they're kind of pulling away a little bit, but like, I mean, if they were 16-1, let's say they were 11-6, that's a good record. Like if we start next season 11-6, you're off to a good start. That would have probably been on the outside looking in, or they'd certainly be in like a dogfight with the Astros right now for the division. You know what I mean? They'd be fighting for their lives. I mean, they have needed, which is good though, right? Because they went out and they took it. You know, I mean, there was a lot of times during the season where like I still thought they'd get in, but it was kind of like, well, they'll get in, you know, if they just go like 11-10, they should be fine. They didn't do that. They were 16-1. So not only did they do it, they did it in convincing fashion. And I mean, the sky is the limit. You know, will they do it? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but they can. This team can absolutely win a World Series. You know, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. There's a lot of great teams in the playoffs, but they can. They're as good as anybody.
They have really shown that in the past month, especially in T-Mobile Park. And now T-Mobile Park, it went from being an offensive suppressing stadium for the Mariners, and it's now the offensive suppressing stadium for the other team, because the Mariners are winning their games at home. And I was saying it throughout the whole offseason. I was like, T-Mobile Park's not the problem. T-Mobile Park's not the problem. They're still winning their games at home. And not only have they been winning their games at home, they've been embarrassing teams at home in just impressive fashion. How about Josh Naylor, a 350 hitter in T-Mobile Park? Sign the guy up. Give him that extension. He deserves it.
Yep. No, absolutely. And, you know, I think Naylor is just the perfect example of the kind of hitter the Mariners have needed to balance out that lineup too. Just a perfect complement to what this team does offensively. And I mean, it's just like you said. I mean, and look at the ballpark tonight, how electric it was. I mean, listen, I'm a firm member of the 12s and the Seahawks, and we know how loud that can be. Yeah, if the Mariners in the playoffs, that place is going to be absolutely insane during the playoffs. I mean, it was insane tonight, you know, as it should be. But like, I mean, it's going to be crazy.
Congratulations to all the fans that got to be there. And the only reason I didn't go to the game was I wanted to have it on YouTube record that I did the game, and here I am. And I think I'm just running out of words to say, to be honest with you. But now we got to get into the boring part. Is the magic number is now 1. And the way that happens, it looks like that if the Mariners win their game, obviously, but then I think it takes a Detroit victory. Oh,
nope, just a win. It's just 1. So if the Mariners win tomorrow, they have the bye. or if Detroit wins. You are right about Detroit winning, but let's say Detroit wins, doesn't matter. Mariners have now they are still in line. They could still get the 1 seed. They're actually only a game back now of New York and Toronto. We talked about that, I think, a little bit, where the 1 seed might not be great. But if New York wins the East, I think the 1 seed becomes a little bit more intriguing, because if you do get into an ALCS, we don't want to get that far ahead, but if you get into an ALCS with the Yankees, you'd like to have home field advantage. The Blue Jays, I wasn't too worried about it. But with the Yankees, I think you really want that series at home. So the 1 seed is still out there for them as well. But yeah, if they win tomorrow, or if Detroit wins tomorrow, they have a bye. It's locked up.
Yeah, and that's the question and now we can actually talk about and debate, because I feel like that for the Mariners to not get the 2nd seed, it seems like they have to be like, whatever, they would have had to party so hard tonight to get completely all blacked out for tomorrow, and then they lose 4 in a row, and everyone else wins 4 in a row. But it does feel like that it is safe to talk about who we want in the division, which is a great problem to have. So if they get 3rd or 2nd seed, then they'll be playing the likes of the winner of Cleveland and or Tigers or Houston.
Yeah.
And in a twisted thinking, I think I would like to take Houston in the division series, but that doesn't seem possible because the Astros just lost another game to the A's. So it looks like their season is pretty much, it's in question.
But I think you're right, though, in terms of those 3 teams, because Cleveland's red hot. I don't think Cleveland's that great. I think we'd beat that. I think we'd beat all 3. I'll be very clear. I think the Mariners would beat all 3. Not guaranteed, but I think we should be favored too. Cleveland's on fire, though. Detroit is just tough with Skubal, how he'd match up, but he may not be able to be in there because he might have to pitch more at the end of the season. And then who knows how often they can use him in the wild card round. Houston scares me for one reason. Just they've been there before, done it before. They have that about them, right? They know how to win in the playoffs. And man, what a statement it would be for them. If we won the division and they came in and beat us in the DS, right? That would be their ultimate. No. And I think we beat them. So I'm not but that would kind of be the scary aspect of it. But here's the thing. Every team that's in the playoffs is good. There's no who I'd love to play? Can we get the Rockies to come over and just give them a free playoff spot? But
that's not how it works. Whatever, no matter the team is, still got to play your game. It's gonna be tough. Still got to play at your 100%. Doesn't matter which the team is, because if a team is depending on who they want to match up with, then something is wrong. And look at the Seahawks back in 2013. I remember how much I wanted Carolina in the NFC Championship, but it didn't matter, because although the Seahawks did win that game against the 49ers at the skin of their teeth, the point was they were able to overcome any kind of adversity. And it looks like the Mariners, as of now, are a team that have been able to come through adversity. Look at what they went through in the last 2 years worth of frustrations. And there was even question of Mariners are running out of time kind of thing. What are they going to do with the players that are still barely under contract, especially with Logan Gilbert and George Kirby due for extensions because they are in their arbitration? But until then, we don't even have to worry about that. The only thing we have to worry about is Mariners just win one stinking game for the number 2 seed to get the bye week.
Exactly. It's even talk about extending. Now, I'm certainly with you with extend Naylor, but right now it's just soak this in. And I think the 49ers point, and I've got to get rolling here and get back to a couple things, but congrats to you, Rooftop. Thank you for being there. I got a funny story. So my wife had to pick up the kids from their church thing tonight. She was listening to Rooftop Sports on the way home. You brought her Cal's 60th home run.
I am absolutely honored. That's what I was here for. I'm providing a service for people, because not everyone wants to pay for radio. Who wants to sit in their car to listen to a game on the radio? Instead, why not Rooftop Sports providing live play-by-play coverage?
So, and it's just, that's part of it, right? It's like a family, and to have all the fan base hopefully united in this. That's what's great about this, right? There can always be little disagreements. Me and a commenter can disagree on I don't know, like Luis Urias or something, who knows? But like, this is something we can all unite on. And that's what makes this so great. But I do got to get rolling, man. But thank you for having me on. Appreciate it. We'll get some stuff going. I know we'll be on Saturday for what might be a game. They'll just be fun. It's pretty stress-free baseball on Saturday. Potentially some pretty stress-free baseball.
Still gotta finish off. Like, that's why I would just want to sweep the Rockies so they can just relax for the last 3 games against the Dodgers. And yes, Jay Trident, thank you for being here. Thank you for being with me for the last 2 years before I even got monetized, before any of us did.
Yep. We were talking about some random Blue Jays April series, and here we are. We have made it, but work to do. Let's
work to do.
This. Take care, my friend. Have a good one. Enjoy it.
Go Mariners. Thank you, Jay Trident Podcast, for being here. And it looks like my viewership is starting to decline. Looks like people are starting to transition out. If there is anyone that would like to come on the show, though, not that I'm leaving anytime soon, I think I'm going to give it like another maybe 10 minutes. But if nobody wants to come on, I mean, if you want to chat away. But let me go to the comments because I've been so behind. The lineup for tomorrow. Now let's talk about what the lineup is for tomorrow. All right. Hold on. Just got to see a scoreboard for tomorrow. We got... The pitcher is undecided because it's supposed to be Brian Woo's turn in the rotation. So I think the speculation is that Emerson Hancock may get that start. He's going against Blalock, who has a 9.16 ERA. And I'm thinking they got to try really hard to lose that game. But let's go for that. Let's go for that number 2 seed. It's what we absolutely need. Because given the Mariners' health issues that they've had throughout the season, they are going to want to have that bye week so they can just relax, which I would recommend. And how about that? Mariners-Y, which means division, best in the West. They're all dancing, and it does happen. Kevin Kirby, besides bias aside, Cal Raleigh is 100% MVP. By the way, do you think Cal breaks Judge's record? I don't know. He's going to have to hit 3 more home runs with just 4 games to play. I just don't know. It's tough to see. But it looks like, based on the pacing, looks like everyone is going to actually take off. And I myself will also take off. But I just want to say to all the fans, I just want to say thank you for being there with me since 2022. When there was a point in time where I didn't know where my channel was going at this point. And sometimes I feel like I still don't know where it's going. But all of you guys were there for me. Without you guys, there's no Rooftop Sports. And I'm proud that I was able to provide a place for people to talk about Mariners baseball however they want. Whether someone like Scott Service, when I didn't, whether for a lot of things, or just a place where people were venting away. Just like that Dodgers game that I joined in late when they were down it was 4 or 8 something. They were just completely getting humiliated by the Dodgers. And I put in a show, let people vent however they want. I mean, this is how far we have come from. I mean, just over a year ago, we were just talking about this.
My point was, it's across all Seattle sports. It's this idea, like people pleading 3-4 years ago to bring back Ichiro.
Yeah,
when Ichiro's like 93 years old. I'm like, no, I do not want to bring back Ichiro. Like Griffey when he's got a walker out there and he gives you a single every 60 games. Like the list goes on and on. Like people crying. Like Haniger comes back and you think that we just signed a Hall of Famer. Like, he was injured all of last year. He's like 33 years old. We trade for him, give up on Robbie Ray, which whatever. And all of a sudden, I swear, all of Twitter was like, World Series, baby! Let's go! Let's go! He was a negative WAR player for them last year, but because we love Hanny, baby, he's going to come and save the Mariners.
That's how far we have come. But now that I'm just at 3 viewers, looks like everyone is gone. I'm just going to say good night, everyone. I will be back tomorrow. As of now, I will be back. Unless someone invites me to play softball. But I would love to be there for Cal Raleigh's record-breaking moments of everything. But yeah, I'm taking off. I got videos to cut. And I got to get some sleep. Everyone have a good night. And go Mariners.
All right, guys. Goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.